Across the country, large numbers of Indigenous children continue to be removed from their families and placed in foster care, often with non-Aboriginal carers. This leaves many feeling disconnected from their culture. Now, a group of young Indigenous men and women in Canberra are learning about and reconnecting with their heritage.
Manak was 10 when she was placed in foster care and, like many Indigenous children, grew up knowing little about her kin and culture.
I haven't known what they were doing and what they've done and what happened to them or anything like that.
She's one of 5 young Indigenous people who've come to the Australian Institute of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Studies to find out more about her family.
To begin to try and explore maybe some pictures or some writings, whatever we might have in this collection that relates to their family.
With help from the Institute staff, they've been able to trace their ancestry and find faces both familiar and new.
I found out that my nan was actually one of the first women to be in the tent embassy, and she actually came down to protest, and as she came down to protest in Canberra.
Today's activities are part of a broader aftercare program that assists Indigenous children leaving foster care by finding them stable housing and employment. It's hoped that by exploring their cultural links, it'll give them a sense of belonging and encourage them to be proud of their heritage.
It creates resilience and a sense of belonging back to their culture, so then these young people become resilient to any issues that they're facing in the future, whether it's, racial discrimination, harassment, things like that.
For Manak, today is as much about her unknown family as it is about the one she grew up with.
I've got a whole bunch of photos that I'll actually take back to Purfleet and Taree, where my Biripi mob come from, and I'll be able to show them the photos and we'll be able to reconnect more and probably give the actual museum and more information about our peoples.
Piecing together the past as she makes her way into the future. Georgia Hitch, ABC News, Canberra.